Hi guys, it's me, Sammy. I'm going to be reading off the questions for Lab 3.3 and then I'm going to answer them. Hope that's going to be okay for you guys. So, here we go. Which of your habitats has the greatest biodiversity? Does this support your hypothesis? Explain your answers. Well, my hypothesis was that I thought the desert would have the most diverse, and then the tropical rainforest, then the grasslands, and then finally the agriculture wheatland. From what I could find, the tropical rainforest and the grasslands had the most diversity because they both were 8 from what I was able to find. This sort of supported my hypothesis. The desert, however, was 15, and so that was about 3rd or 2nd, if you want to do that. Question 2. Is the agriculture field truly a monoculture? Why or why not? I think that the agriculture field can be a monoculture because it reduces plant composition for nutrients and it allows the food to grow a little bit better, but I don't think that it is widely considered a monoculture because of its diversity and how much is needed to try and actually make it and grow it and constantly keep it alive and etc. Excuse me. Question 3. What are some of the major causes for the loss and the increase of biodiversity in a habitat? Some of the causes for loss can be natural disasters such as hurricanes, tornadoes, flash floods, tsunamis, etc., etc. Another major cause for loss in a habitat can be, excuse me, animal extinction, such as us hunting them or predators hunting these animals, killing them very slowly or quickly. The increase of diversity in a habitat can be, it can be growth in sexual involvement between animals or different breeds of animals or plants or trees. Another increase of biodiversity can be crossbreeding. Number 4. If you cut down the variety in a piece of forest you owned and replanted it with one type of tree, what will happen to much of the wildlife that was adapted to that forest? Consider both animal and other plant species. In my opinion, I think that if you were to cut down a very good portion of the forest and then replant it with something completely different, then the wildlife could drop and it could rise. It depends mainly on what kind of tree is there. For example, if you took down a pine tree and then replaced it with a maple tree, it could have a great effect for birds and primates and animals that are able to climb trees and get out of a predator's way. However, if it's a maple tree and then it is taken and substitute with like a pine tree or just a pine tree, then the birds that live there or the animals that are able to climb trees there would have a very bad disadvantage because then they'll not be able to get to high ground when a predator comes or when a animal comes and tries to kill them. Number 5. Do you think the fate you described for number 4 would be the fate for all wildlife in the habitat? Explain. Yes and no. Again, I explain, it mainly depends on what kind of thing is changing for that habitat and what is staying in that habitat, because it can happen it can give a disadvantage to the animals or the predators. It just kind of depends on if you're trading a different tree that doesn't grow there often with a tree that does grow. Because if a tree that doesn't grow often there can be a disadvantage, because the animals that live there don't know how exactly to use that tree to their advantage, and it will take them a while to get the hang of it and such. So that's about it. Thank you for listening.